It's been a long time. We shouldn't have left you without a dope beat to, step two. What's up, Screamers? Scream Kings are back for a special summertime episode. Tonight we are discussing summer fun, summer horror. So from Camp Crystal Lake, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, all the fun stuff and scary things that happen in the summertime. And, and tonight we are joined by a very special guest, Johnny Blaze. Hey. You may be, you're on mute. Hold on. I cannot mute you right now. Hold on, you're on mute. There you go.
You hear me?
Yep.
What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
Excellent.
That's what's up. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Johnny is hanging out with us today. Marcus on PTO. He's on horror PTO, and he will be back soon. Johnny, tell them a little bit about you and what is your horror story?
Oh, man. Okay, well, my name is Langston John Blaze. I'm originally from Louisville, Kentucky. I was pretty much raised just outside of Atlanta. And my horror story, I mean, I think the movie that sort of popped my cherry, so to speak, I would say would be Halloween. You guys remember UPN before CW?
Yes.
I don't know if you guys remember, like on the weekends, they would just play like horror movie like marathons. And just that music alone, like my mother would just like binge watch, like they would just play them all back to back, and I would just be kind of like staring out of the corner, like kind of curious, but I was terrified. And then all of a sudden, as I got older, I just became obsessed with them, and it hasn't stopped since. So
okay,
that's my horror story.
So you have a buddy here, Bobby. Bobby is our Halloween expert.
Oh, okay.
And lover of the franchise. Own it, Bobby. Okay, just own
That's what's up.
Our resident Laurie Strode, and so is Halloween your favorite franchise?
It's Scream and Halloween are like tussling. It's like I think obviously Scream has been more consistent with the different variations of Halloween. It's just kind of been everyone's different interpretations, and with the different Michael Myers, it's always like a different sort of like feel of him. So I think Scream has been the most consistent because they've had a luxury of having so many people all these years that have been connected with it. So they kind of come neck and neck for me.
I feel that.
I
feel that. Okay, well,
do you like Sidney Prescott? Before we go any
further? I love Sidney Prescott.
Love.
Okay, Michael, tell him why you asking that question. Tell him about your
we don't have to get into that.
You open
I'm intrigued now.
She's a killer. She's useless. She gets her friends killed. The black one.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I've been binge watching some episodes. So I saw the Helen Shiver thing. I'm still a little upset with him about that.
Who, Michael?
Yeah, I saw that.
Wait, which Helen Shivers thing?
I don't get the Sydney shade. Like, what is if we should be mad at anybody, it's Maureen. So why are we throwing daggers at Sydney?
I am a pro Maureen person because
I love Maureen, but we know what she did, and if it wasn't for Maureen, there would be no Scream.
That is true. So she's the mother.
Right.
That's literally.
That's like being mad at Laurie and not being mad at the Myers.
I'm not mad at Laurie ever.
Exactly. So how can you be mad at Sydney?
But you be coming for her sometimes, so watch it.
Yeah.
I only come for those who come for Alice, and that's it.
Nobody's thinking about her. We haven't thought about her since the 80s, but okay.
We're not doing this tonight.
Everybody loves Lisa.
Now, there's some other women in the Halloween franchise that should be catching strays.
Kara Strode.
Absolutely not.
Kara Strode is top on the list.
All them girls in 4, 5, and 6 should be catching all the strays.
Wait.
Years out of this because
Castro threw herself out of a window to survive.
So did Sally.
Oh my! And whoever, what was the best friend character's name in 4 and 5?
Tina and
Please, somebody throw her out of a window.
Oh,
I actually like Tina.
Literally one of the most annoying final girls of all time.
Well, she died.
Did she die?
In the 5th one.
Are you sure?
Are you talking about the little girl?
No, not the little girl. The older one that she was like
the brunette.
The blonde.
Not the blonde, the blonde's friend.
Okay.
Tina, yeah, she died in the 5th one.
Yeah, she died in the 5th one.
I've forgotten that. I just remember them going in the barn. Then after that, my memory just goes blank, I guess.
Well, that's exactly what happened next.
Yeah, Michael should have got her when he had that other mask on. In the car. I mean, you had a perfect opportunity.
What is since we're on Halloween, what's your favorite Halloween entry of the whole franchise?
Entry?
Yeah, like which is your favorite installment?
Oh wow. I mean, obviously I don't even want to count the original because obviously that's like the foundation.
That's fair.
So other than that, as far as like mixing the sort of Gen Z take and millennial take and fusing it, I think H2O did that the best. Yeah. I think honestly, H2O should have been the last one, and if David Gordon Green was going to do what he did, that would have been great. But I literally tried to blank out Resurrection like it never existed. Yeah.
Resurrection was a movie, definitely.
It was something.
It was something. It was definitely something.
It's my least rewatched Halloween. I will say that.
It was just awful. The comedy just completely it was laughable. And I think that, the Scream sort of method in the 90s and then obviously in the early 2000s became like the new standard. So everyone wanted to add a little bit of comedy in their horror, but that one just took it way too far. Like it was a comedy. Mm-hmm. It was the blackening. With white people.
So scary movie.
Not quite scary movie. I would say more like the blackening.
Okay, so what is your favorite Scream installment?
Oh man, I hate this question sometimes. It really the thing about Scream is that it depends on the mood that you're in. And I would say the one I'm in the mood for the most is 2.
That's the right answer.
That is the right
answer. The pacing. It's just the pacing, and then just obviously the unexpected sort of like thing with ended up being, Billy's mother. Obviously, I thought that was cool.
Okay, we're gonna touch into Scream 6 later on, so I have questions about. Because that's a 2023 horror film that we're going to sort of dive into a little bit. But I have thoughts and questions for you and everyone else about that. Make sure everyone who's watching, follow us at Scream Kingz Podcast and King Scream on Twitter as well. Like, share, turn on that notification so we don't have to keep texting y'all these links so you know to tune in when we're getting ready to go live and posting shows. So best horror movies of 2023. So we have not gotten that many horror movies this year, and if they are, they're either like when I think about this year, I think about the movies that came out last year because this year seems to have so many horror movies that are not the best. So what are some of everyone's favorite horror movies of 2023? And in the comments, make sure that you throwing some at us.
I don't want y'all stealing mine, so I'm going first. I just saw Talk to Me. I really enjoyed that one. It's A24, so we can talk about it. Whatever.
I didn't even know that was out yet.
Yeah.
I liked Knock at the Cabin. The Blackening. And Scream 6.
Okay.
Knock at the Cabin. I haven't watched it yet. Right, it's on my queue to watch. I just heard that it's not really horror; it's more of like a drama type of thing going on.
About M. Night Shyamalan. He focuses on characters. You can't watch his movies expecting some like Michael Bay type shit. He's going to focus on characters, and it's going to be on a small scale. It's never going to be big, and that's just it. Allow him to be himself.
Well, that's the issue, though. I think is that there's always been the marriage between the character development and the horror aspect, and I think that, like you said, there's been more of the character, and the horror has kind of been like minimum to it. I feel like there was no horror in this last one.
What? The situation in itself is terrifying.
I thought What Lies Beneath was more of a horror movie than Knock at the Cabin.
Michelle Pfeiffer?
And Harrison Ford, you know it.
Oh, you're crazy. Y'all are crazy.
You know it.
No, you know who's crazy in the comments? I love you, Patrick, but how dare you?
What are you saying?
Ooh.
Blackening was trash. I laughed once and it isn't hard. It's
no,
that's the point.
I love the Blackening.
It's supposed to be a comedy.
That's supposed to be a comedy.
Well, to play devil's advocate, we was just saying you need to have a horror element. It's not really scary at all. It's meant to be a horror comedy, but it's not horrifying. So
you
I'm
can't
just
play
saying,
space, can you?
If we're gonna have that
That's
across,
true.
I can play space. So who you talking to?
I said Patrick, not you.
Tried it.
Bobby.
Yo. So sorry, my dog's in the background. So I'm going to say "Talk to Me," even though Mike said it. I don't care who steals it. I'm just going to say it. "Talk to Me" is a good one. It took a while for me to get into that, but as it kept going, I grew to love it each. Well, I guess more, I should say. The Blackening was definitely one of my favorites this year. I've seen it 3 times. Have to check it out. What else do I have? I was going to say Knock at the Cabin, but no. I'm going to say Swallowed. Swallowed was a good one. It was different. It was different.
Look, they missed a whole opportunity in that movie.
They did, but it was still very interesting, and so far, it was still pretty creepy, and it was also hot. And you know what? Even though a lot of people didn't really care for this movie, I liked the reading with Monique. That movie was fun. It was camp. Monique gave a performance. Yes, it was script problems. The writing was all over the damn place. But Monique she served. So that was a good one. I will
say you have really good choices, and I don't have anything to combat what you said. The reading, however, I thought that Monique, I actually almost teared up at one of her performances in that movie because I thought it was the scene when she was giving the tour to Sky of the house, and she went to her daughter's room. And she was having that conversation about, it doesn't get better. She's like, this is my baby. I was like, act Monique. And then
so she would have got you.
Yeah, she would have. When she flipped the switch and went all psycho, I couldn't stop laughing. I could not stop laughing at Monique. It was only because it was so funny. And it was only because it was Monique. If it would have been like Kathy Bates or Angela Bassett, I don't think it would have been funny. But Monique delivery made that so funny. And it was good. It was good. I've seen that movie like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
And
her running around the house take me out each
punching
time.
it. She was punching it around that house.
Yes.
But other than that, there was no other cast members in that movie. Like they gave all the budget to Monique. There was no other cast members. I think this will be. I would like to see more of the story because I want to know what happened to this thing when she took over her body.
I was gonna throw Megan out there, but I like Megan, but
oh my god, I forgot about Megan.
Me too.
Yeah, that's because I think it came out early. Yeah, like in January.
Yeah,
like I liked it, but it wasn't given what I thought it was, and even with the unrated version, it wasn't really much of a difference.
Well, I was wondering about that.
Megan is 2022 also, so
No, it came out early.
No, it came out in
it came out in January.
Right?
Per Uber, I mean not Uber, but
the 6th. The 6th, I think.
Per Google, it says Megan was 2022.
Well, Google is wrong because it came out in January.
It was the top of the year, like that first week. Yeah,
I remember.
Yeah, me too.
January 6th.
Yep.
2023.
Not the 6th.
Per Wikipedia, but it released December 7th.
All right, but it released
anyway,
in theaters in January.
Anyway, yeah. Megan was mid. Whoever said that in the comments, I agree with you. Like, they could have made that movie, even the director's cut or whatever you call it. Even that one was mid. Like, they could have made that movie something really good. Like, they had a whole thing going, and the idea is cool. The concept is cool, but they didn't push it far enough. Right. There was a lot of people alive at the end of that movie. Outside,
but you kind of know what you're getting with a PG-13. I think the only movie that was PG-13 horror that really subverted my expectations was the first Insidious, because I didn't know a PG-13 horror movie could be that good. Yeah, So Megan was kind of like, what was that movie with the dude from Sixth Sense where he was an AI? It was like that with a tone of horror, like a little slice of horror. That was pretty much. I kind of felt like that's what it was going to be though. So it didn't really surprise me that it didn't do. I didn't think she was going to be chopping people's heads off when we were going to see it or something crazy like that. So
that'll be the sequel.
Maybe so.
Yeah, they'll turn it up. But you know what? PG-13 horror. I don't know what you did, but you probably did something. But PG-13 horror like Devil, Drag Me to Hell, The Lights Out.
Drag Me to Hell was PG-13?
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
And that's excellent.
Excellent. Yeah.
Oh, Evil Dead Rises. Oh
my God, I forgot about that.
That's on my list.
That's so nice.
My good movies of 2023 are The Pope's Exorcist.
Okay.
I enjoyed that. Of course, Scream 2023. Malum, and I saw this fun movie called You're Killing Me.
Okay,
Have you? You're Killing Me is cool. I think I saw it on Netflix. No, it was on Amazon, and it's about these girls to go to this house party, and they find this phone of this guy who sort of sexually harasses other girl, and so there's 3 friends who's hosting the party: a black girl, this rich white Stu Marker type dude, and this other dude who actually was one recording. And so she gets their phone and locks herself into a bedroom. And so they cancel the party and try to kill these 2 girls. So they get this phone. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's a little campy, but no, it's not really campy. It's different, but it's not too bad at all. It's called You're Killing Me. So enjoy that.
Was Scream 6 has been at the top of my list. I just knew that Insidious The Red Door was going to take its spot. Never didn't happen. Unfortunately, that didn't happen.
On my other list. We'll get to that soon.
It's on my Halloween.
It was not that bad. It just was not on the level with the other ones.
It was just as bad as Halloween Ends.
So it was amazing, is what you're saying.
Just as bad.
You gonna shake the table.
Johnny Blaze and I about to be best friends.
You about to shake the table.
Listen.
Okay, so Johnny, I know Scream is one of your favorites of the year. What are some more favorite horror films if you have it? It hasn't been listed.
That's it.
That's it. Okay, that's fair.
Honestly, because I don't want to just say anything. I really had very, very high expectations for Insidious, and I felt like I was watching characters that I knew that were no longer those people. Like it felt like a writer didn't get the notes. They didn't get the cliff notes. They didn't watch the movies. They didn't know the personality of these characters. So I was just completely disappointed. And one thing about horror movies, and I hate that this has become such a trend now. Don't market me something that doesn't actually exist. You know, you get all the legacy characters on the poster, and they're literally in the movie for all of 5 minutes a piece.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? even with the fact that, okay, the characters, Josh and the son, they see the ghost in the further. Now all of a sudden he can see Elise at the end of the damn movie like a regular ghost. Now he's Ghost Whisperer.
Gifted.
That didn't make sense.
My problem with that was, at least, where were you at when we were going through all of this a few moments
ago?
Yeah. You just pop up like some touched by an angel, bitch, and at the end, but you don't want to show up in the further. Like, you hit a lot of good points. My issue with Evil Dead Rises, and I guess we can sort of transition to what we didn't like in 2023. Okay. But my issue with Evil Dead, excuse me, my issue with Insidious.
Oh, I thought that's where we were gonna go with.
I was still on Insidious. Excuse me. My issue with Insidious, you said that it's like characters we didn't know, and they even had the luxury of, because a lot of the cast were kids, like the son, his little brother, they were kids, so you can really have the opportunity to like create these different characters. And I think with Dalton, they did a good job. I was so excited to see the same actors coming back, and he's a decent actor. He's handsome, so this was really cool. I enjoyed that. But Rose Byrne, they could have just left you out the movie because you didn't have anything to offer, and I was really excited to see you. She
is the audience's reaction to everything, and that's what I always felt. What I felt about that movie that was missing is that she's always been the character that the audience, she's their voice. Mm-hmm. So the fact that they took that element away, and then this whole Christopher Nolan take everyone's doing now, where everything has to be realistic. I wish that whole vibe of screenplay writing would disappear, because I understand in a realistic terminology that you're going to make the whole thing about the kids being traumatized about what their dad did, this big thing. But that's not what we wanted. That's not what we want. We wanted it to, I mean, obviously in a realistic way, they would probably be traumatized by what he did. Obviously it wasn't him, but that was way too realistic.
I will say I wish they focused more on the demon, like we got maybe a backstory on whatever the fuck it is, and then made that the main issue instead of the father.
Right. And why do we keep avoiding the further? That's what we want. Like, I thought this movie would have been more about the further and maybe going into it more and it being more intricate in that universe. And to be honest, as bad as people don't really like The Last Key, I thought the Last Key introduced a further in such a more interesting way than a lot of the other movies have done. Like actually going into it and seeing all these doors where all these, spirits live. Like this movie had an opportunity to do that and completely, went left field, I thought.
It's about family, reconciling.
I'll go watch this Tyler Perry movie for that.
You basically did. And then all of a sudden his father pops up at the end. And don't get me wrong, I love passing down supernatural gifts through the bloodline. I love all of that.
Right.
But we haven't, while the mother was a huge plot point, Josh's mother, that was like a focal point of this movie. And you would think that she would show up at the end. Oh, no. Yeah. She had nothing to do with anything. It was just a plot device used to sort of show this family is not really a family anymore. But they showed up for this last moment funeral. And they had that screenshot of them at the funeral like it meant something that leaked, before the movie came out. And it meant absolutely nothing.
Right.
And then Dalton has this superpower to where he can paint over things. And that is the solution to things in the further. So he is an X-Man, a mutant, and he's able to go into his dream state and paint over things. And my last bitching point about this movie, what type of hypnosis did he do to where one art class can reverse it that quickly? Like he did one breathing exercise and Dalton released all of that, everything, whatever happened. I was just like, come on now.
Well, I would bring up another point, but I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. Like, I love diversity, and I think that it's important, but she was not needed.
I didn't like her either.
I thought she was
you
so
didn't
annoying.
Like her.
No, I wanted her when she got choked out. I wanted her to stay dead, and I also wanted that frat guy to die right beside her.
I didn't understand any of that. It felt like
why didn't y'all like her?
I feel like we're trying too hard to be forcefully diverse.
Be careful with that. That's a hot topic right now.
I mean,
but she felt very. I mean, even the fact that she was his roommate was like.
I mean, that was
I thought.
But
that
what was wrong with her? She had personality.
She did, but to be a person, this may be stereotypical, but I'm just gonna say it. To be a person of color, to be that invested so quickly in somebody's strange ass shit they got going on, didn't feel authentic. And I didn't like the way, I mean, it felt like, you know how when you cast, you have like a blind casting, like it could be a male, a female, black.
That's what it felt like.
It felt like that was the case, and maybe she came in there and blew out the other people, but it did feel like a diversity hire. I did. Say that. I
think you were wonderful. I don't know your name, but I think you were great.
See what I'm saying?
And that's why you don't know her name.
Exactly. Okay, so what are some other movies we hated?
Amazing person in the movie, Chuck. I'm sorry, what was the question?
What are some other movies we despised this year?
I didn't really have any. So for me, it was disappointed. I didn't despise it.
Yeah, that's I will say, like, yeah, you're right. I don't despise any horror movie that came out this year so far.
That's fair.
But Evil Dead Rise was definitely the horror movie that I was kind of disappointed in and wasn't feeling. Being as though I'm a fan of the the franchise, I was excited for this one, and they were just playing it too safe with Evil Dead Rise. It was a lot of things that they could have done that they just didn't. They didn't go there. Again, the cheese grater, they were hyping that shit up. If you watch Evil Dead 1, 2, and even the remake, if you put the cheese grater in any of those movies, they would have went ham with that fucking cheese grater. They didn't do that in this movie.
To the white
exactly.
So you're like, okay, I can tell you're like a true fan, because for me, when you say that, I thought you meant like the gore aspect, because it was pretty gory. But not you're talking about you're saying it from the perspective of like a super fan, like the personality of how
for Evil Dead movie, because Evil Dead movies are very exaggerated.
Gotcha.
No matter even the scariest Evil Dead movie, which is I think 2013, that's the one that takes itself serious the most. It's still very gory and just bloody, and this one's bloody, but it just didn't also make sense. It just didn't. It felt like Evil Dead, but it also didn't feel like Evil Dead to me. So
I feel you.
I was just a little with it. Now I will rewatch it with some friends and have a good time and watch it with them to get their reactions and stuff. But I'm not going to put it on willingly.
It was a one-time watch for me, only because I'm not like a big Evil Dead person like that. I do think that the main villain, I don't know her name. I thought she was pretty iconic.
Oh, she's amazing
for what she did.
She was great.
Yeah, I thought she was pretty good. I thought some things could have maybe went a different way here or there. I just thought it was kind of like the boy was going, oops, I just opened the book and oops, I'm doing this. It's kind of like, you know what you're doing at this point now is one thing just went left, and then you just keep doing things that continue to go left. Like, at least kind of like make it feel like an accident, which kind of is usually the trend in these sort of tropes where they open something, it's like, oh my God, let me fix it. It's like he just kept doing the wrong thing. So that was a little.
And granted, he was trying to fix it, but it was kind of too late.
Right.
Of course.
Way too late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I will never forgive them for having a demon be possessed. At the end of the movie, have a demon drive to the lake. Because at the end of the movie, we found out that in the apartment complex, it's a prequel to the opening or whatever you want to call it, that the girl got possessed, and then she got in her car, drove to the lake, and then she fucked the people with technology, and she read the book under the blanket or on whatever she was doing. I will never forgive them for that.
Right.
I just think that there has to start being a little bit more creativity with when, like, for instance, like when the voice changes. Like, I'm sick of that Trapper Screw voice. Can we do something else? Because your girl Reagan was using 20 different voices. She sounded like
she was. Yes.
You know, those voices were horrifying, and some of them sounded like regular people. So like this whole like
why you do
thing,
this to
it's just
me?
like after a while, it's kind of like, okay, golly, it's not even scary no more. I just expect it to come with territory. You know, so they got to start being a little bit more creative with some of the nuances of possession, because some of it's getting to the point, and I think that one of the big things that you kind of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We need to go back to animatronics. we need to go back to more practical effects, because those things, they're harder to do, and people are so lazy. They know that you can't find people that are that talented anymore. You have to really dig for them. So, you know, they're using all the CGI for everything, and it's completely diminishing the whole point of what a possession movie really should be, which is that realism.
Yeah.
So that's completely missing, I think, for that genre of anyone being possessed or taken over by a spirit. Or so.
I agree. Any horror movie, me and Mike talk about this on our podcast a lot when we cover movies, and we talk about like the comparisons to CGI and like practical effects, and how some movies the practical effects still hold up compared to the CGI that we get today. We miss it. It's like it may come off cheesy. You might see the little mistakes, but it's still very effective. Where the CGI, it takes me out of the movie most of the time.
Completely out of it. Yeah, for sure.
So hopefully with this new Exorcist that's coming out, that we will have more practical effects.
Oh, come on.
Fingers crossed.
I mean,
you see what you're
maybe
getting already,
they might surprise
though.
us.
The trailer looks interesting.
Look, imagine that scene where she walked in the church, had Linda Blair did that in the 70s.
See, the thing about that is they don't mind hurting them kids, because Linda Blair, when she was on that bed, they were fucking her back up. She was really screaming and
that was real pain.
Now we got laws and people want to cry and lawsuits. No, they're not doing that no more.
I think, honestly, the last possession movie that really kind of hit me somewhere was probably Emily Rose.
Yes. That's one of our faves for sure.
And I think it was what you didn't see that actually made that movie horrifying for me.
And it was her. Deborah.
She was in White Chicks. That's all I remember.
Dexter's wife.
The main
her
chick,
name like something Carpenter in real life.
The main chick,
Jennifer Carpenter.
Yeah, there you go.
The lady from Congo.
I don't think she was around for Congo.
Yeah. Wait, are y'all talking about Emily Rose?
We talking about Emily. Oh, not the lawyer, not the lawyer. Not the
yeah, the attorney was in Congo, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she was in that. I was like, no, not
I was
the
like,
lawyer.
what did I watch?
No, we're talking about a good old Emily.
Oh, okay.
She was everything in it. She
did a good job. She did a pretty good job, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I have. Oh, there's this movie that's called Fear. And it has, I'm going to tell you the cast. It has Tommy from Power.
Mm-hmm.
It has Tommy from Power. It also has, hold on one second. T.I. Yes, T.I.'s in it. Terrence J.
Okay, let's put it on the shelf.
It is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. It's so bad I couldn't even finish it. And I've watched all of the Chucky movies. This movie,
the shade.
This movie is so bad. The acting was terrible, and these are people who've been in movies, who've been in TV shows, who have experience. You would have thought that we just went straight to some middle school acting class and say, "Hey, y'all come and do this scary movie." Wow. It was bad, y'all.
But as soon as you named the cast, I was like, "Let's put it on the shelf." Like
it's not even on the shelf. Let's box it up and put it where the Necronomicon was in Evil Dead Body. In a coffin, under a building, in this room with crosses that nobody can ever get to.
Yeah.
You talk, I'm just, okay.
He did.
My thing about some of the Chucky movies, and we'll talk more about this, but after the trilogy, the first three, the movies became really campy for me, especially The Seed of Chucky. It was laughable.
I'm gonna give The Bride a pass, but after that,
for sure,
it was bad. It was bad after that. Yeah,
The Seed of Chucky, I couldn't take it.
They take risks. We could say that.
There's taking risk, and there's just like, let's put some shit out so we can just have some material. And that's what it felt like.
It's the reason why those movies after Seed went straight to DVD.
For sure,
right.
Seed was the last one in theaters.
Are we excited for the Nut?
I haven't seen the first one, so
I don't know if we can.
I'm not excited, but I do want to see it.
It comes out, so
is that weird?
The Nun franchise is interesting, and I think that the first one, even though it made a lot of money, the reviews were really mixed. It has a great cast, and they do a great job with what they give us. But the story doesn't really just push and to do enough to be considered like in this whole. Is this the Conjuring universe?
Conjuring, yeah.
So the Conjuring, I mean, they have some really good projects, right? But I think the Nun is probably towards the bottom of the Conjuring universe.
I think she's one of those characters when you see her less, it works more. So giving her own movie. It's something about it didn't work like I hoped it would work.
Yeah. Her appearance in The Conjuring 2 was fucking terrifying.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was terrifying.
That hallway scene, I will never forget that.
Oh, yeah.
I'll never forget that. But there's no scene in that last one that's memorable.
No.
Not one.
Yeah. You're right. It's a beautiful atmosphere. Like, I like the look of it, but beautiful. The movie, but
you get lost in it. Yeah.
But the movie itself is just, it didn't keep my attention at all.
I think the only thing about, and this is the thing about the Conjuring universe that's starting to become like a trend that almost is kind of like awful. I'm starting to enjoy seeing how they put them together. Like, I loved finding out that guy was the guy that Lorraine was doing. I didn't even think of that. But that was the most incredible thing about that movie, though, was figuring that out. Other than that, there was nothing about that movie that was that thought-provoking or memorable to me.
True.
I can't believe that I didn't catch that, though. Like, all that time, I was like, golly, how did I not?
Same.
Did they cheat us, though? Was he the exact same guy?
I don't think so. I think that was somebody different. Yeah.
I don't think so.
It was a
different. He was close enough, and that angle that they gave us in the original one wasn't done well. Where they probably thought about it, like we'll do some of that later on.
Right.
And but the second one could be interesting. It could be interesting.
Yeah.
I'm excited because
Stormy
Reed is in it, so I'm excited to see that.
Stormy Reed, Kayla Cooper.
Yeah, I am excited to see her.
Oh, what about Missing? That came out in 2023 with Stormy Reed.
Does that count? Are we counting
it's a suspense thriller. It's not really horror, but it does have.
I loved it.
It's a chop.
I did enjoy it.
Suspense thriller chop that is not on the list.
I wouldn't have put it
on the list,
but I did enjoy it.
It was a good movie. Mike, you didn't even watch it.
We gave the category suspense.
It's a thriller mystery.
Yeah.
Okay. I wouldn't put so is Clue. Okay, is that a horror
movie? That's more of a comedy. That's more of a comedy.
Yeah, I wouldn't have put it on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna run to a commercial. Then we're gonna come back and talk about what we actually came here for, which is summertime horror.
I'm excited.
And we're back. Welcome back. Okay, so we are here today to actually talk about summertime horror. Summertime is that time of innocence, decadence, debauchery. It's that time of the year where everyone let loose just a little bit, and we are sick of life. Well, when we didn't have jobs. Where we are sick of school, we are sick of everything, and we need some fun in the sun or some type of vacation. But oftentimes, in our horror situations, when we go on these little summertime trips to escape to a cabin, to go on a road trip, some fucked up shit happens. So we're gonna talk. Yes. why is summer the perfect time for horror?
Because people don't expect anything bad to really happen in the summer. You know, it's all about fun. School is out. Everybody want to go on vacation, enjoy the sun, you know, go to beaches and just have a great time. And then you never know, you might go to that one amusement park or that wrong part of town and then get fucked up. And then there's that. So, Marky Mark.
Surprise!
How are you?
Hey, I'm here.
Somebody else said that when they came on.
Bobby. Listen, the summer is beating us down, y'all.
Beating the fuck out of us. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, it is beating my ass. So where we at? Because I just want to get this off. I just want to forget the last 2 hours. So
we just started summer horror.
Yes.
So you're great.
Okay.
You're perfect. You came at the right time. Since you have your summer horror story going on.
Listen. But I guess the question was, what makes a good horror summer horror?
No, well, the question is, why is summer the best setting / landscape for horror, basically? And Bobby, I don't know if you were finished. We got so excited when Mark.
Oh yeah, no. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Bobby. I came in and crashed your.
No, it's all good. I was done.
Okay. Oh, we waiting for somebody else to answer.
I mean,
shit. Okay. I was gonna say. No, I was gonna say it's where everybody is carefree. Your guard is down. You're trying to relax. You're trying to, forget the past 12 months of, well, not 12 months, but the past 6-7 months of school or whatever job you get, and you probably want to just escape. And you're thinking you're escaping, but you're getting your ass ran through the woods. Not ran through the woods, but you're running through the woods.
Sometimes
you might. I was gonna say sometimes you might get ran through the woods, though. But
it's possible.
But yeah, you're just getting chased by some maniac who is like, I don't like you kids. I don't like you vacationers. Why the fuck are y'all on my land? Like, I didn't tell y'all to come here.
Not my land.
Yeah.
And there's something about the contradiction of seeing something horrific happening with those sun shots. It can be, I mean, obviously that iconic last scene in Texas Chainsaw Massacre is one of the most iconic horror scenes there is. And that scene is in broad daylight. You know what I mean? So like something about seeing him swinging that chainsaw in the midst of that sunrise shot it's complete. And I actually think it would have been scarier in the day than what it probably would have looked like at night. To me,
it feels real.
Just the contradiction of his mask and like the way that the scene ends with the credits, like right there, is just, it hit me in a different place.
To that point, I was going to say, I think a lot of horror movies rely on darkness and shadows and hiding shit in the daytime. You can't hide shit. All of the evils and the dangers are out in your face. And I think that makes it more interesting. And also, summer horror is just more fun because they introduce like you said, vacations. They're off of work, they're at camp, they're out of school, and we meet them while they're having fun, and then something happens to fuck the shit up. Versus, oh, somebody died in the beginning of the movie. We're at the funeral. Now we at the house, and that is not fun at all. So it gives you a little boost in the beginning.
It's not fun at all, Michael. That tickled me.
I don't know who you are.
That's not fun at all. That really tickled me. I agree with what everybody said. I think in the summer, like, go back to that moment when we're like 16, 17, and that's another thing. These movies, like, these are the normal, sometimes the age groups of the people that are going through these experiences. So imagine you're 16, 17-year-old ass, fresh out of school for the summer break, trying to go have fun, do whatever you want to do for the summer, go on this road trip, and then all this shit pop off. I don't even know if I had to wherewithal to be able to handle those type of situations at that age, and like really deal with like some of those things. And I think about, even though I don't like this movie, the most recent Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, okay.
Like the younger sister, which I guess she was sort of the lead, I guess. She was that age group where, like, you know, we're fresh out of high school for a moment and we're going on this trip and blah, 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 blah. And she did pretty good. But I think that's why summer horror is a great landscape. I mean, summertime is a great landscape for horror because it's fresh and exciting, and you think you have your expectations are really high about this great time you're about to have, and it's smashed and it's ruined. They snatch every joy that you think you're about to have for the summertime. And next thing you look up and all your friends are dead. Maybe your parents. You can't do nothing. It's just a rough ass time. I think it's not fun. What is the movie? The Hills Have Eyes. Is that in the summertime?
You could say it. Memorial Day weekend. I think so. Yeah. Memorial Day weekend.
But we're not going to give The Hills Have Eyes more than Wrong Turn, though, right?
No. I mean, they're in the same lane because one is just like an updated version of the other. I love Wrong Turn, though.
Me too.
love Wrong Turn.
I love Wrong Turn. Yeah.
That's a summer movie?
Wrong Turn?
Let me look it up.
Well, they're on a trip.
Well, I don't, because he's not talking about come out during the summertime. He's talking about it looks like summer in the movie, right?
Oh, right.
The summer, the time in the movie is summer. Like,
I guess they're sweating a lot in it, I guess.
And they're on a road trip, but who just takes, I mean, they were whites. They could just take road trips on it. So, like, who knows?
It must have been summer because when old girl got her head chopped off, I didn't see no fall coming out.
No, I mean, I think it was summer. If it wasn't summer, then it was spring break, whichever one.
I think it was summer. Yeah,
we're traveling. They were doing something. Yeah, they were doing.
They were definitely traveling. So we'll give them that.
I would say it's horrifying though, as this season, like what we're talking about is. I think Last House on the Left did some damage to me. Original, by the way.
The original.
Because remake was let's sugarcoat this so no one gets offended, but original had that almost documentary sort of like style, and that scene of her going in the middle of the lake like that, I will never forget that.
Wes Craven said, "Fuck what you think. This is I'm gonna give y'all all of this."
I mean, that movie was offensive. That movie was. You talk about horror. That's the true definition of a horror movie. Like, I couldn't even watch that movie. I watched that movie one time, and it still to this day has stuck with me.
Mark, sliding frame. Oh, well, tilt that camera up. But
no, we're not doing that, babe. We're not doing it.
Whatever you're doing now is perfect. So we're already sort of touching on it now, but what makes the perfect summer horror movie? So what are some of those elements to get you in the summer vibe, to make you feel like this is a summertime slasher?
Country people.
Fashion.
Fashion,
the fashion.
That vibe, like people that do very unorthodox type stuff. Y'all eating pig feet and
booty noodles and everything.
All right.
Booty noodles.
And there's flies falling out of it.
He's talking about that infamous gas station in every Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Gas like they used to in the 60s. We got something's unraveling here. And then you get that one person in the midst of the crazies who's not crazy, but he lives with all the crazy people. That's when you know something's about to happen.
I need a good campground. I need a lake.
You took that. I was going to say that. A lake.
I'm sorry.
No.
I mean, you can do an ocean or a lake, but I feel like the lake is more. I don't know. It's just very detrimental to. So yeah,
nothing's more summer than water around.
Right.
Whether that is a lake, an ocean, all of that. You have to have
Jaws, Lake Placid.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. my favorite, I'm not trying to change the subject. I'm just saying my favorite summer movie up until a couple of years ago was like a Friday 13th movie. But now when we talking about summer, all I'm thinking about is the fashions and how the kids at night Fear Street 1978 were dressed.
Ooh,
I felt like that was very summer. That was very, very summery. And the outfits they had on. Return of the Living Dead, they out there sweating their asses off. Stranger Things.
And so is it like, do we correlate this to like 80s too? Because like when I get the images in my head of like horror movies that scream summer or even summer energy, I go straight to like 80s time.
And the song that plays in my head,
tank tops, all of that.
I give it. People laughing when I say this though, but my theme song for all summer horror is Bananarama's Cruel Summer because it has this eerie undertone to it.
Mm-hmm.
If you use it right, I'm waiting for a horror movie to actually, Dead of Summer used it for their promotions. Remember Tamon? They used it for their promotion, and I was like, even Dead of Summer. I mean, everything about Dead of Summer is just summer horror. They had all the elements in it.
American Horror Story 1984 used that song. And
they did
as well. Yeah, they did, I believe. Yeah,
they did.
And why do they always have? It seems like another trope is that you always have to have that arrogant blonde dude.
Oh yeah,
a Chad. You gotta have a Chad.
You gotta have a Chad.
That's a trope in Friday the 13th. Even the reboot in Friday the 13th, 2009, I believe.
Yeah,
I love that character. That Chad, he was really funny to me.
When he screamed like that, I lost
it. That's the moment I liked him. When the body dropped on his car and he lost it.
Oh, that was that's one of my favorite. Next to Paris Hilton getting that shit in her head, him getting knocked on that car, impaled on that car. That was amazing. That was amazing.
Speaking of, you gotta have a good. Oh, sorry.
Tyrone said Jeepers Creepers and Club Dread. Yeah, Jeepers Creepers is a summer fun movie.
How did we forget that?
Yeah.
I don't think we forgot it. I guess it's one of the movies people don't like talking about.
Yeah, it's Baltimore. You don't mention our name.
You got to give it up for. I wish that we could have gotten more of the sister and other horror movies.
Oh, Trish.
I liked her. I really liked her. I wish I could have seen her in more things afterward.
The first movie pissed me because I was so invested in Derry that when he ended up at the end of the movie being murdered. I was so disappointed.
They did some really cool.
He should have minded his
business. Really, really enjoyed the innovation. I don't think that movie gets enough credit for being different. Because I
think it gets credit, but in the later installments and the sleazeballness that surrounds that movie, it sort of tainted the good things about it. And I think they're doing another one, which is a direct sequel to the second one.
Okay.
So
that's stupid.
Hey, what have we seen so far?
I mean, to be honest, the first and second one are the same day anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think I actually don't think that the second one gets enough credit.
Wait,
it doesn't.
It is. In the end of the second one, he go back in his little cocoon, wherever the fuck that was.
Yeah, but it fast forward
at the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
the end of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's like, how they gonna do it? To be honest, you know what I'm curious to see? I would love to see the setup of the two characters they were talking about in the car. Remember the two
in the first one. Yeah.
They were talking about with the prom rings or something. Mm-hmm. Like I would love to see that.
And they found the bodies in that cave.
But
I don't think we're ever going to get that though, just because, like what Tim said, it's been tainted. The creators just
trash.
Yeah.
I want to talk about Jeepers Creepers and say how much we like the first two, but it's just like we can't because of that situation.
So, what do we feel about what do we feel about The Strangers? Was that considered summer?
The Strangers is not summer, I don't believe. But based off her wedding dress colors, it was springish looking.
Okay, because that morning scene with the boys riding, I couldn't, you know what I mean? Like they didn't have on coats or anything, so it made me think hot.
It could be spring. It gave me springtime.
I feel.
However, that is one of my favorite slashers of all time. So, what about Joyride?
I really want to know who Tamara is. I don't know. I feel like they could have did something with that.
You've never seen Joyride?
No, I have not.
Oh, that's a good one. You should definitely see that.
Yeah,
I've seen that.
You know what I mean? And I think that's actually a good point to bring up because we were just talking about Jeepers Creepers. It's really hard to do a concept that's not I Know What You Did Last Summer where someone wants revenge. So to see someone do it in a different way that was so different, you really are doing yourself a disservice. Like, you got to see that at some point.
Candy Cane.
That was horrible. I was scared shitless.
Didn't it make 3 of those?
I didn't see the other ones though.
Yeah, it's fine. We did.
I think the first one's the only theatrical one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that was the good way to bring up one of the ultimate summertime movies. I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Now you got my
You cannot not mention summertime and not talk about the Helen Shivers and her rude ass sister Elsa. Michael, that's what Johnny was talking about earlier. How you was trying to wear out Helen because of her sister.
Wait, time out. Wait.
You missed it.
I didn't bring nothing up.
He came up here starting shit because I wasn't
here.
Okay.
To Michael's defense,
he didn't say anything.
To Michael's defense, Johnny was saying how he has been doing homework and binging the episodes. He stumbled across one of our clips where we were talking about
speaking to him through the screen watching the episode.
We were talking about Elsa and Helen in the shade, and Michael said that
I was like,
it was not even
that
bad, y'all. It was
how
not that
dare
bad.
you? I couldn't believe it.
I mean, what she had a great chase scene, yes, but what else has she done, y'all?
She gave us life. She gave us life. She gave us eternal life.
She has literally the most iconic chase scene of all 90s horror movies.
She has the great chase scene, yes.
But Michael's asking what else?
What is it about her character that y'all go up for so hard?
It's fucking Sarah
So
Michelle
does Julie.
No.
It's Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Well, that's what it is. That is what it is.
Jennifer Love Hewitt, who was supposed to play that character, by the way, and they switched.
Yes,
that is true.
She couldn't have pulled that off like Sarah did.
I would not have gave 2 shits.
First of all, Jennifer Love Hewitt wouldn't have got killed on camera. That's the first thing. So
exactly.
that wouldn't have happened.
She got a Sydney contract. She went with killed.
First of all, don't bring. Oh, there's other people that have a clause about not being killed on camera. Brandy actually has one.
Yep.
Now,
LL Cool J has one.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Somebody said that was a lie.
Have you seen him die? He's been in 3 ass horror movies.
And didn't die. Yep.
Yeah, somebody said that the contract situation was a lie. I was like, I don't know. I've heard differently.
And let's be honest, guys. Let's think about it. In any movie, if we even go outside of horror, anytime there's a lead character, usually their supporting character has the most iconic role.
We always love the seconds.
Yes.
It's just the way that it is.
Even and I still know I was rooting for Brandy the entire time. I was like,
but Brandy's chase scene was the most iconic scene in that movie.
Yes.
Okay, so let me ask this question because I don't really find a problem with Julie James. I actually like Julie James. Why do y'all dislike her so bad?
Because she's annoying.
How's she annoying? How's she a bitch?
Okay, let me give you the best example that there is. It's really the only example that there is to give.
Let's hear it.
If you know your boyfriend is trying to kill the maniac that's been after you on this boat, why the fuck would you scream out his name while he's in the middle of trying to body this dude? Ray! Ah! And then this nigga goes tumbling off the goddamn boat.
I wasn't going to do this.
I don't know if it was the director or if it was Jennifer or if it said it in the script. How many times did you need to scream in that scene? She screamed like 20 times in that whole sequence. Neve Campbell's looking at her best friend chimed up on a goddamn garage, and she does this very realistic sort of like gagging and runs away. Why did you need to scream on every damn scene?
Ooh, we giving her a lot now. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like
like
fine.
Come on.
She could be a scream queen.
I need y'all to realize Julie James' personality is exactly the same as Sidney Prescott's.
You would like that.
Woe is me. Look at me.
Julie is the Kelly
You don't want to be my friend because
she is the second lead of horror
Leave
movies.
me alone in isolation. They are the same person.
All right, so I actually would say no. I think Julie James is a little bit more stubborn. I don't think she gives.
That's my issue with her.
Yeah, she's a little bit more stubborn.
Well, she's not as brave either, though.
Wait, when we get into I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, that second one, she's
fed up.
A little brave.
She's
over.
I think she stepped it up.
It took Sydney how many movies?
I think she stepped it up.
The first one.
If I have to choose a fighter between her, Lori, and a few, even I would even take the girl from House of Wax over Julie.
That's
shade.
That is so rude.
That's shade. That's shade.
I didn't think she lost a finger
either. She lost a finger and had her damn mouth glued shut. And she was bold enough to sit there and unglue her mouth shut.
Bobby the haters. That's what this is.
I think y'all all just mad because Helen died and she survived.
She got dragged under that bed, and we know that's a dream.
That was a dream.
I just think that Julie lacks depth. She's very pretty now. She's very, very pretty. I'll give Julie that. She's gorgeous. She's gorgeous in both movies. She does have great character growth from the first movie and the second movie, because the first movie she was definitely a full-ass damsel in distress. She did nothing to save herself. She is not comparable to any other scream queen. So to say that her and Sydney are the same is complete.
Her scream is amazing. You would just talk about her scream. Her scream is amazing.
That's what a damsel does. She has an amazing scream for sure. Scream and what is it? I Still Know. She had a little bit more fight. You know, she had a new haircut, so I get that's what happens. But
so Tamon, so hair is a big deal to you,
right?
When it comes, I noticed this.
It's the full package.
I'm starting.
I've never seen nobody go to bat for Julie James like this.
This Helen
no one does that.
No, the reason why
is coming from the gays. That's what's happening.
Because
it's
I
coming
feel like
from the gays.
Yes, I feel like she wasn't that bad compared to most like final girls that I see. Like y'all giving her a lot. I understand that you love Helen, the blonde. She was likable. She, blah blah blah. But Julie James wasn't that bad, y'all. Y'all are making it.
No, it's not that she's not.
Okay, we got to move on
bad.
at some
point. Jennifer Love Hewitt is iconic in herself. Like she is. She is a dramatic actor, and you put her in a horror situation, you're gonna pretty much get what you want. I just think that she overplayed some of the scenes in the movie.
Yes,
okay.
I agree. So it's
me personally. She just never gave me what I was looking for in the movies. Every time I went to I Still Know movie, and I know I Still Know movie, I always was cheering for the side person.
Yeah,
because the situation is, I always bring this back up. If Julie, because like Bobby said, she's stubborn, but my thing is, if your morality is so, like this is all wrong and stuff like that, y'all done with high school. You have your whole life ahead of you. You could have sat there and went to the cops and be like, I'm not going to be friends with y'all anyway. I'm going to stop all this shit. She had the opportunity to stop all of this shit, but
y'all really would have disliked her.
Well, she's dead.
She was threatened. Do you really think Sidney Prescott would have let Barry's ass choke her like that?
Not at all.
No, she just sacrificed her friend to Barry.
Sidney and Julie are the same person.
Exactly.
Personality-wise, they are the same. Personality-wise, they are the same.
Sidney would have let Barry choke her like that.
Go have a drink with Sidney Prescott and tell me how exciting that person is, for the love of God.
She's very
would have tapped that ass.
Julie had 3 times to stop all.
Can we move on?
Well, okay, we'll say this for the final girl. Never mind.
We definitely doing that. Because y'all delusional up here. We definitely
Julie James membership is on the chopping block.
Let's call Nationals right now and go ahead and get her up out of here, because I'm over it.
Roman was doing all that talking, and Sidney said, "Nigga, are we gonna fight?"
That was the moment I did like her a lot.
Or what are we doing?
But see,
I mean,
she
Roman.
had enough time. That was the third movie.
Are we gonna fight or not?
That was the third movie.
I mean, Roman was tired out by that point.
We probably would have got that same energy.
No,
I don't know.
she had it.
But I will say this, that I think that Sydney could survive in I Know What You Did Last Summer's world. I don't think that Julie could survive in Scream world.
Hell no.
I will leave it at that, and that will determine where she ranks. And
I don't know.
Sometimes I just think it's unfair because Sydney has more movies than most of these people, so she has a lot more to do.
Well,
that's
okay, wait. Let's just do 1 and 2.
Oh Lord,
it's still the same thing.
Still the same thing. Yeah,
it's still the same thing.
Well, I mean, you mentioned Scream 3 about the whole Roman situation. I
was being funny.
But you're telling the truth though. Like that was a good moment. Like that's one of my favorite moments from Sydney when she's fighting Roman, because you could just tell that she had it up to here with this shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, if we would have gave Julie James maybe a third movie, maybe she would have. You know what? She was already tired of the shit in the second.
Maybe this is a better point. I feel like Sydney was always ready. Julie, it was like she would run and then be like, "Okay, I'm ready. What we gonna?" Girl, you just ran 3 miles away from him.
The realistic reaction, yeah, she ran and then got fed up.
No, but
she's not. First of all, hold on.
No.
She's not like I'm tired of running. Callie, bring your black ass over here, bitch. And then Callie gets killed, and then she runs away after she says she's tired of running.
I'm ready to fight. After she done ran a mile away from him.
Well, what are you waiting for, huh?
Should not be able to run in them kitten heels. Julie James is more fun than Sydney. But can we move on, please?
Okay.
Yes,
we at least saw her go to a club and dance. We at least saw that. What's Sydney been doing the whole time? Crying at the house.
She's had a rough time.
We had a karaoke scene with her.
If you want to call it like it is, Sydney didn't get stabbed to 2011.
Yeah,
let's be serious. Sydney is not dead, hasn't been stabbed because y'all don't want it to happen, and the
creators
are scared to do it. They are scared to piss y'all off, and that's what it is.
Michael, that's enough out of you.
Let's move on. We at an hour 8 minutes.
That's enough out of
you. Enough.
This is rare, but I'm on Michael's side with this one. It's very rare.
I'm really surprised. I'm really surprised, Bobby.
I agree.
I'm really surprised about this. But I'm really surprised about this. But you know what? I think both sides have some really valid points about the strengths and weaknesses of Julie James, and you know, I think that she is still a scream queen, and she is a final girl, and she is to be respected in that right.
Helen is not
as well, and
the.
We were so close to being done with this bitch. We were so close. But Helen Shivers is the star of that movie, and Brandy is also the star of the second one. So moving forward, what are some other summer horror movies that jump out that does not include Julie James?
Okay, this house. What do we feel about House of Wax?
But that was at they were going to see a football game, so I'm assuming that was like during the fall or something like that.
Fall, okay.
Okay. How can we not say Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
I thought we had kind of talked about it.
I didn't know we were talking about the movies.
And it's like always in the dead of summer when you sit there and see Texas Chainsaw Massacre, because everybody's just sweating, everybody's looking grungy. I don't care what movie it is, from the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s. Everybody is just, oh God, it's just hot.
It looks raggedy ass band. It's always some raggedy ass band. And there's always drugs involved, and it's all. I can only really speak to 2003 with Jessica Biel. Is that
yes?
That's my favorite Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. Yes, I will never forget being in the movie theater, seeing this bitch pull this gun out her cooch, and it's like, "You're going the wrong way. You're going the wrong." And she just blows her brains out in this car. That was one of the best scenes for me.
And that camera shot that goes through her camera shot.
That was so Michael Mann, by the way. I mean, Michael Bay, by the way. That had Michael Bay on it all up and down.
Marcus Nipsel put his whole damn foot in that damn movie. I think that's the right one.
But when I think about like iconic shots from that movie, I love the sheets. when they're running through the sheets.
Mm-hmm.
That
right
like,
before his legs get cut. The
that
guy.
felt like a scene from one of the 70s movies or something like that. And
Yeah.
I love the scene where Jessica's going through the meat.
Yeah.
Gotta love
Mine's
that.
is when Leatherface gets Kemper, he drags him and then he shuts the thing.
Oh yeah.
That
Like
first reveal of his face.
Yep.
That first reveal of his face.
Yeah.
Woo.
Oh, when he's wearing his face.
When he's wearing it.
Yeah.
After he killed Pepper. Yeah, that was just.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite parts. Pepper was.
I love Pepper.
About a good scream. That bitch.
Yes.
She was in it to
win.
And
when she had this shit on her shoulder.
He was going in when the blood was on her.
Erica Learson, y'all, we gonna give Erica Learson her damn props. She was about to be a big screen queen, and then I don't know what the fuck happened. Cause she was in Book of Shadows, Blair Witch 2.
She sure was.
She was.
When I look back and seen that blew my mind.
Her.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Just a fun fact: when she was auditioning for that role, they actually had to call the cops because her scream was so realistic. They called the cops to the site where she was auditioning because they thought something was really happening, and it paid off. That I always laugh when she noticed that blood is on her because that's such a real reaction
every time.
And then my other favorite part in that movie is when Jessica Biel is in the house with the other guy. I can never remember his name, but he's such a good actor too. And he's about to get killed. He puts him on the chandelier, and Jessica Biel, she was like, "Stop, help me, make them!" And she runs over the couch and gets it out the house. I'm like, "Yes, Jessica, hit it."
Hit it.
Yeah, she was so good in that movie, and I'm surprised she hasn't been in more slashes. She was so good.
She was good.
I think she was like a one and done, wasn't she?
Yeah, she's a great final girl, honestly.
Yeah.
The sheriff was good too. He was really fucking scary.
Yes.
What's the something Ernie?
When he told
Arlie Ernie.
Yeah, he was fucking terrifying to me.
My God. What y'all doing to her down? She's a little moist down here.
Yeah. Oh my God. All that was traumatizing.
Get that body out of here. Put it in the trunk. He was so damn funny. He was so funny.
The part that got to me is when they were in the van and he was making them put the gun in their mouth and like was forcing them to like. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, and then when he
what about when he knocked Homeboy's teeth out?
God.
Oh yeah. Woo.
That was terrifying. Cujo, we ain't talk about that.
Which one?
You said what?
Cujo.
Oh,
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, I didn't either.
That was dead in the summer. That was dead in the summer, and you had
it was hot as hell in that car.
I think one of the best things about that movie is just I love the intuition of you as the viewer not being able to tell someone who's in a different place what's happening, but that character is so in sync with their husband or wife or spouse that they know something's wrong. And it almost felt like we as the audience got to tell him, hey, get your ass back home. Like, you in a distressed situation right now. I know you're mad because your wife been cheating with the milkman, but hey, you got some real shit going on right now. And you need to get your ass home. Yeah, that movie was great.
In our Fuck Them Kids episode, we talked about Cujo and about I would never forget Michael saying, take this little boy. Mike was like, Cujo claws was on that window. He was like, I'm getting
you, motherfucker. I'm getting you, bitch. I'm
getting that 360 scene has always stayed with me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of
the music and man, that was great.
Oh.
And speaking of Stephen King, have y'all talked about it yet?
I just wrote it down. That is a great one.
It was on my list. Summer.
No, that was.
It goes into summer.
Oh, right. It does go right. I forgot. Kind of goes into every season almost.
Yeah, because I know I remember that it was the reading the book and watching the movies. It's always June, like they just got out of school,
right.
Like most of the shit took place during like the last part of June, going into July.
Right.
And then that's for the summer of 58 or in the book, but in the TV, in the movie, it was
the 70s, 80s?
It's the 80s. It's the 80s. So it's like the
80s,
summer of 88 or 89 or something like that.
Right. Yeah.
In new movie, I think Stan, he kept mentioning that it was summer.
Yeah.
Do we which because they're both in 2 parts, right? So which version of it do we like the most?
The first one.
Yeah.
For me.
Even the second part?
The second part to me just felt a little too chaotic towards the end. And I don't know if it was just too long or like what. I think the thing about that movie I enjoyed the most was them going to find their artifact. Because I loved all those sort of like signature moments of each person going to. Yeah. But that was the thing that stood about that movie to me the most.
Yeah, I don't think the original movie took part. They did that. The original 1990 miniseries. I don't think they had a chance to do that. Because I can remember them going and search for the artifact. I just remember them all coming together and then just going to war.
They did the things, but like for instance, I know the girl, she went to her older place, and then that lady turned into the. I actually think the old lady in the original one that
was
turned
better
into
than the new
one.
one.
It was scarier than what they did in the new
CGI.
one.
I think folks were laughing in the theater when they saw
CGI,
that.
Same. It was this big CGI women where in the original you can just tell it was more creepy because you could tell it was a person.
When she started chasing her, I was horrified.
Yeah.
I think the
I don't think
artifact shit. I'm like, y'all didn't show us any of this, so it's not clicking like why you're like whatever Ben got or Mike, like I didn't know about that little underground bunker shit that they had, and I didn't see that in the first movie.
Yeah, they probably just made some stuff up.
Yeah,
I think I don't know. I don't know if that was in the book because that book is 1,000. I think it's
it's long,
2,000 pages long. Oh yeah. I forgot all about Venom because
I love that movie. Yeah, that was
exactly. That's why I forgot.
Yeah.
That's why I forgot because I was pissed.
Venom, but yeah, they killed her off.
She was basically Bonnie Bennett, and
listen, Magical Negro down,
took her out of here.
Just like
I'm gonna go with Jaws. Oh, perfect. The Shallows and Jaws. Shark movies, going in the water.
Yeah,
it's Shark Week, right? Yep,
it is Shark Week.
There we go.
But Jaws is terrifying.
Jaws is terrifying.
Seeing the perspective of the shark, not really seeing it till later on, being in the middle of the fucking ocean, and the ship is sinking, and the shark is trying to eat your ass. That's a lot.
It's too much.
Well, just the acting of that girl reacting to being bitten in that first scene alone.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that alone for me was like she was so convincing.
She was.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
So
the shallows is crazy because you're just so close to the fucking shore, but you still can't get
stuck on a fucking rock, and the shark is just swimming around you. I can't.
What about Cape Fear?
This summer?
I don't know.
They're on
it's all year round though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he hit a long game going for his ass.
Thank you, Tyrone. What do y'all feel about Jurassic Park?
Yeah.
Do we consider
they were
Jurassic
out of
Park
school?
a horror movie?
They're out of school. I would think so.
See, this is the thing about this, because it feels like some of these movies need to feel like it is in summertime.
I don't get
Jurassic Park to me feels like that could be any point in time throughout the year.
Because the Costa Rica area and stuff
on like the island.
I never knew that people considered Jurassic Park a horror movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the kids are out of school, so it couldn't be Christmas break. So I'm assuming that it's summertime.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It could be a weekend.
Yeah. I mean,
I was gonna bring the book into this one, but
I mean,
the book is darker, definitely darker.
Yeah, I was because I think they had dates in the book. Then they had dates in the book. I can't recall.
Oh, true.
I know this is going back, but speaking of darker, the little boy dies in Cujo.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Let me stop. Has any of the Hatchet movies took place in the summer? I know they kind of like run up on.
I never saw those.
I know
Was
the
it Mardi
first
Gras
movie.
they went in the first?
Yeah, the first movie was in Mardi Gras, so I think that's more.
Yeah.
Spring.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But the sequels, I'm not sure.
Mm.
But then again, the second one takes place right after the first one, so I guess that's that same time. I'm not too sure about the third one.
Someone said Candyman, but I didn't think Candyman
That's so weird. I just thought about that. But they were having that bonfire. The bonfire. So
that was out.
Yeah,
that was in the winter. That was in the winter.
Yeah, they had a bonfire at the end. That's how Helen died.
And then in the 2021 movie, that was during the school year because they had that whole scene with them in school.
In the classroom, yeah.
In the classroom, in the bathroom.
What about Skeleton Key?
I don't know.
I do.
I mean, it's New Orleans, so it's hot, so it looked like summertime.
Yeah.
But I don't really know what season it was. That could be New Orleans in the spring. That could be New Orleans in the fall. That could be New Orleans.
She ain't having fun in the movie, so it don't count.
She sure is not. She's having a rough ass time with these with these people in this house.
I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard great things about it. All the boys love Mandy Lane.
Oh, okay.
I haven't heard of that one.
Me either.
That's the one with what's her name that got drugged through the mud by well, not she didn't get drugged through the mud, but
Johnny
Depp's, Amber Heard. Yeah, Amber Heard is Mandy Lane.
Oh, she's in it?
Yeah, she's the lead. Yeah.
We don't fuck with her.
Ooh.
Now are we talking about movies? Are we only talking about movies that came out? Is the summer is the season, or what if they came out during the summertime?
I would say summer's the season, because in that case we can name some.
There's a lot
that came out in summer.
Yeah, we can go in on that. Okay, so we sort of mentioned these two things because we have TV shows too that we can sort of add to this list too.
Yes, God.
Bobby mentioned 1984 American Horror Story.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of those seasons that I was like so excited for, right? Because Emma Roberts is the lead, of course, I stand her. And it's 1984, you automatically go to slasher. We all love that. And then it comes out and we have this like ghost story, convoluted thing.
It was a slasher too.
Well, I didn't expect for it to all take place the same night either.
Yeah, it felt like
I liked it though.
That's not what I mean.
But it didn't feel like it though. It felt like it didn't seem like it was the same night to me.
I didn't even realize that you just said. I was like, oh yeah, it did. My issue was that I think we got to the campground too soon. Like for a TV show, I think we should spend more time with the characters because they had fun characters. Very, we had our Chad, we had our bitchy friend Montana, we had the lead supposed to be innocent, and I just think we need to spend more time with those characters and enjoy them before everything happened, before they got to the campground. So I thought it was rushed. And then
also and focus on one thing, like bringing in the ghost kind of just made it a little bit more, like you said, convoluted. They should have just stuck with just the slasher
and let them die.
Yeah. Now you're bringing in ghosts. It's like, come on.
That was actually my critique for Fear Street too, by the way.
Ooh.
Because it's like Fear Street wasn't real. I mean, I know that Fear Street had ghost stories, but for the most part, Fear Street wasn't really known for paranormal. It was known for like almost like that sort of I Know What You Did Last Summer Scream sort of element. So I was kind of like, I didn't want a ghost.
No, Fear Street has a lot of ghost stories.
But I feel like the most iconic stories are ones with real people in them doing crazy things, not the ghost stories. That's more like a Goosebumps thing.
The Cheerleaders trilogy is all about possession and ghosts and all this stuff. That's iconic to me. Then you got the 99 Fear Street, The House of Evil, which is about a haunted house, and you got the Secret Bedroom, Bad Dreams.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe it was for me, but when I think Fear Street, I think The Babysitter.
That's not Fear Street though.
The Babysitter was Fear Street.
No, R.L. Stein wrote The Babysitter, but it's not a part of Fear Street.
How? My Fear Street books have the Babysitter on them. The scene where she's like looking out the door, I remember.
It's just called The Babysitter.
Diplomat, where are you at?
It's just called The Babysitter.
I'll step in soon. They're fine.
I can't use a phone right now, so
I'm gonna pull it up.
All right.
I remember seeing Fear Street on those books though.
Not on the Babysitter, because he wrote those for Scholastic. Fear Street was by Simon and Schuster.
I don't know why that's not ringing. I've lost all those books since, but I just remember those are my favorite.
I can't confirm that Fear Street is a separate anthology from The Babysitter. I can't confirm that.
Or else
you know what? That cover looks familiar.
I didn't see the one I'm knowing. She's looking out the door, the front door. It looks like it's a part of the same series though.
You mean the Babysitter too?
Maybe. She's kind of like a brunette.
Yeah, same girl. I forgot her name.
Not Fear Street.
That's not.
No, it's not.
What's it called?
It's just
the R.L. Stein book.
It's just the R.L. Stein.
It's just the Babysitter.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying though, because R.L. Stein wrote some damn good, like what John said.
Yeah,
The Babysitter. I'm surprised nobody has turned those into movies yet.
Yeah,
because they're suspenseful as fuck.
Right.
Yeah, they are very good, and
the new guy. It was a few of them. A few really good ones.
Now the new guy is a Fear Street book.
Okay, that was Fear Street.
That was Fear Street.
They kind of seem this like the same damn story to me, so I'm surprised that they're in different.
Don't get me wrong. I can understand when people be like, the Babysitter should have been part of Fear Street. It should have been, but I think that was two separate. Those were two separate.
They even the art looks the same.
Wreck took place in the summer.
Wreck.
Who?
I don't know. It's dark out.
Hell yeah, I don't even know either. Quarantine, American spinoff.
I'm trying to think if there was Sweaty in there.
Did we talk about? Oh no, we already talked about House of Wax. So we said that was during the school year.
Okay, I don't have a movie. I have
Bobby mentioned Sleepaway Camp a long time ago, and we just shot right over
Sleepaway Camp.
Y'all sure did. But...
Oh, I didn't even hear it.
I didn't hear you say that.
It's okay.
I heard him.
Okay.
I haven't seen Sleepaway Camp yet.
Oh.
Yes.
Bye. For a ride.
Yeah, it's camp.
It's already been spoiled for me.
At this point,
to be honest with you, I'm really into slow burns, but that one's like, it was like slow.
What about Cheerleader Camp?
I didn't see that.
What is that?
I haven't seen it.
See, now you're making shit I don't know about. What is this?
Lucinda Dickey, the girl I keep telling y'all about, she was in the movie, and so was one of them damn. I don't know. We're gonna talk about that, but since y'all ain't seen it, so I don't know.
Are we missing a Britney Snow movie? I feel like we're missing a Britney Snow movie.
She only had prom night.
No.
Who?
Didn't X take place in the summer?
Oh
X.
Yeah, that's true.
X. Oh yeah.
I knew it was something.
Yeah.
Thank you, John.
I knew it was something. Amazing, by the way.
Okay, the comments are going in. Yeah, X, and then Sleepaway Camp, and Final Girls was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't Pearl also in the summer?
Yeah,
I think so. It just looked hot in that place anyway.
Hell
yeah, I'm gonna go with you.
It looked hot as hell.
I got two, and I saw somebody mentioned earlier. Summer '84. Which is about some kids during summer, and there's a serial killer going around, and the nosy ass boy gets caught up in some shit. And it's not the whole movie, but the lake from Creep Show 2.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen that one either.
That's a good one. That's a damn good one. I was gonna bring up what's the name of the damn movie? Anyway,
you should
you
should definitely tell us about Dead of Summer, Mark, because that's one of the faves.
Okay. Dead of Summer takes place in the summer of 89. It was 88, 89. Which one was it came on? I think it was 89. It was 88. Okay, because I know it's about these group of campers who are coming back to this camp that was shut down so many years ago because of something horrific that had happened. But they were previously campers at this camp, and they're coming back as camp counselors.
Okay.
All of a sudden, some of the camp counselors start disappearing. There's a ghost story going around and a possession story.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the best thing because you had queer representation. You had a very cool black girl who went from being very what's her name from Friday 13th, the New Blood. What was her name?
Is she the lead?
Not the lead. She was Melissa. I'm thinking of Melissa with the pearls. She was being very Melissa-esque to the heroine. And there's a lot of fake, not fake outs, but like twists in the show. And if you liked Once Upon a Time, because it was created by the folks who did Once Upon a Time, just imagine if you each week you find out about the counselor's past and how they went from being their camp counselor, their camper self to their modern self, because the black girl was called Braces. And when she comes back as a camp counselor, she's this gorgeous ass, girl.
Yes.
Yeah, she's sitting there, got the boys going crazy and everything. And it was a damn good show. But it's like they were planning on to do a second season. How it ended, I don't know how they're going to do there, but the plot was to take it back to the 1971 when all the shit went down initially. But I'm glad they did it. I mean, as much as I wanted to see a new season, I feel every horror fan should watch this show, because the thing is, once you get to know these camp counselors, out of there. And I'm not talking about like little like off camera kills. No, they are getting gutted, beheaded, all this shit.
Oh, it was pretty gory.
It was gory. Yeah, it was the real deal. Tyrone mentioned High Tension. One of my favorite, I think it's French.
Yes.
Forgot about that one.
Yeah, I forgot that it took place in the summertime. This had such a dope ass twist. It was just really good.
Okay, can we talk about a genre really quick? I have an issue with horror movies where the lead ends up being the villain.
But you like Scream. What do you mean?
What does that have to do with Scream?
He's being antagonistic. Keep going.
You know what?
I have to go back.
And depending on what they do, there's still a lot of loopholes there. But anyway, something about that has always irked me for some reason.
Well, Sam Carpenter may be Ghostface, so we may actually have.
Do that.
I hope not. I hope they.
I hope not either.
What about The Howling?
Yes. I think they did take place in the summer.
I think so too.
Did the Lost Boys take place? Go ahead.
It sure did. Lost Boys sure did take place in the summer. I cannot believe we didn't talk about that. That's my shit.
What about well, no, they had on leather jackets. Never mind. I was thinking about the Lost Boys.
Yeah.
That's the reason I didn't think of the Lost Boys, because exactly,
but they're vampires, so they don't feel,
the weather doesn't give me summer in that movie, so that's why I'm not thinking about
the season and the ambiance of it. Kind of does, but they're vampires.
Because they were talking about when they start school in the fall and stuff like that, and so it was like,
you're right. You're right.
Now that's a good summer movie. Perfect Getaway. I love this movie so much.
I didn't see this one.
Okay, Perfect Getaway is a movie with who was in Resident Evil? Help me.
Mila Jovovich.
Tim Olyphant, and some other people. I think it's Greg Kinnear. I think that's his name. But it's about this couple who goes on this getaway because they're married. Is it okay if I give spoilers or not?
Yes, fine. I'm good.
Okay, so this couple goes on this trip. Seemingly, this couple goes on this getaway, this romantic getaway, and they meet this other couple while they're there. And that's Tim Olyphant and Marley Shelton, Detective Judy Hicks. I think that's And so they are there, and they seem really odd, but there's a serial killer lurking the island. And so murders have been happening. You find out at the end of the movie that the couple that we are with is actually the serial killer couple that's been doing everything, and they killed these people because it's sort of a found footage part in the beginning.
It's starting to come back.
It is so good. And the final scene of the two couples fighting is just wow. And I think Thor is in this movie too. Hold on.
Y'all know what I just forgot about? Y'all know what I just forgot about? Funny Games.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
What, with Naomi Watts?
Yeah.
Yes. Amazing.
Breaking the fourth wall like that kind of pissed me off, but it was different. Do y'all remember that?
I've never seen it.
When they sort of spoke. Y'all haven't seen it? I've seen it when they like reversed the time in the movie, and
that was insane.
That was different. That was creepy.
Picture the strangers, guys, but like during the daytime, and then it goes to like the next morning, and they're forcing this family basically to do all these weird things in order to escape, and they never actually even plan on letting them get away, but they're just making them do all these activities in order to possibly escape. So
did any of the Purge movies take place in the summer?
I was thinking about that, but I thought no, but I don't know. I could be wrong.
Well,
there's the one about 4th of July, right?
I thought there was a 4th of July one.
Mm-hmm.
What about the first one?
That's what I was trying to figure out. What the first one took place in the summer.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. The first one for me is the only one that matters.
But that's the
first Purge.
Even if it does take place in the summer, it doesn't give me summer horror movie.
Why you look like that?
I guess we're looking for like I guess we're looking for like lake palm trees or lakes.
Yeah,
or something
like
that.
You said, camps.
Camp. Okay.
Even if the movie takes place during the summer, if it doesn't give a summer feel, like it could be at any point in time, I personally wouldn't put it under that category.
You wouldn't place it in summer if we're not getting like the heat, the excitement of summertime.
Like for instance, I don't even think that 7 took place during the summertime, because the only scene about that movie that made me think summer was he had on a trench coat, so probably not. Probably not.
But he was sweaty, so I don't know. But
yeah,
Friday the 13th. We didn't talk about that, but
yeah, and that's what a prop is. But Friday the 13th is probably the ultimate summer movie because. Yeah. One, it is a great movie to watch on cabin trips, on vacations, with a large group of people, and it takes place in summer at a summer fucking camp. So, like, Friday the 13th is that movie.
My only criticism with Friday the 13th is the lack of character development. Everything, just all the time in that movie feels very random, like almost like the scenes feel very improv. Except obviously the end, but everything else obviously the beginning doesn't feel like improv because it sets up the whole story, but everything in the middle just feels like it was improv.
Mm-hmm. I have a love-hate relationship, more probably hate, with this franchise. And the Kingz know that. It just bothers me. There's no...
The whole thing just bothers me.
The whole thing bothers me.
I love Jason.
I'd rather watch it than the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise.
You know what, Blaze? You've been getting on my nerves this whole time, but now you're talking about Nightmare on Elm Street.
now me and Mike for the team up. We
to be honest with you, they both can go. But but if I had to choose, I would choose Friday the 13th.
Mike,
okay.
There's no one.
I will say I did a rewatch of the Friday the 13th. Yes, the Friday the 13th, and I have more of an appreciation for them now. I don't go into expecting a storyline. It just people are there, and Jason's going to kill them.
Right.
And knowing that ahead of time, it's great. I do think Pamela Voorhees is the better villain than Jason, but that Nightmare on Elm Street comment threw me. I'm sorry.
And I know we not defending, and I know we not defending that Nightmare on Elm Street remake. So
we're not doing that. We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that around here. We don't talk about that around here. We don't talk about that.
Now we here. Okay.
Rob Zombie's Halloween is Halloween. It came out in the summer. It came out in August.
Bobby, you did what I did in my head when I was thinking about Valentine's.
And that was hate speech, but it's fine. But I know Evil Dead and Cabin in the Woods were both mentioned. Evil Dead sound like that was a fall break situation because all the leaves and stuff on the floor and everything.
Yeah.
And Cabin in the Woods, I do remember the scene where they had to keep telling the girl, "You're not bringing your textbooks with you to this damn cabin." You know, so
it was some kind of break,
some type of fall break or something like that.
What are we missing?
Unless she was in summer school, she might was an overachiever. Who knows? I don't know.
We missing something, y'all.
Touristas, I haven't seen it yet, but
I hated that movie. I absolutely hated Touristas. I hated it from start to finish. There was one scene this bitch fell off this cliff.
I always see that title, but I've never clicked on it.
Don't. It's a waste of time.
It is not that bad.
It is. Thanks.
I just have very high expectations.
The Hills Have. Wait.
We talked about that.
We talked about that. Yeah.
Eden Lake. I think.
Oh, Eden Lake.
I haven't seen
actually, but it's I don't know because it looks a little gloomy.
Because the whole thing is so we need to know from something that the movie creates that it's summer, right? Because for instance, like I wouldn't say Terror Train because nothing about that movie gives me a summer anything at any point.
No,
that was during Halloween though, wasn't it?
Was it
New Year's?
New Year's, I thought.
Fear Street 78 was the perfect example. Like,
yeah, it is.
That was the perfect
of a summer. I mean, hell, honestly, if we combine everything.
So, Raina, now you playing?
Yeah, Nisi.
You playing?
just
throwing movies.
You're about to get the gavel.
Okay.
But really, that Fear Street trilogy had us shook that summer when it came out. Like it came out in the summertime, right?
Yes.
Yes, it had us on lock. It had us on lock. So they did their thing for like summer watches. Netflix had us in a chokehold with that, but that one
a complete chokehold.
A chokehold. But that slasher was it 1970? What
8
78? It was amazing from start to finish. I mean, the casting. Mitch Red from Stranger Things, which I'm going to talk about in a few minutes about being summer oriented, but like it was off the chain. It was. And
they did what Friday the 13th was scared to do. They killed kids.
They killed kids, gave us an actual lead that we can hold on to and root for, and you find out that bitch is not the lead; it's her sister. So like, I'm like, come on, let's do it. Let's absolutely do it. And I think another show that feels like summer is Stranger Things.
Oh yeah,
the whole energy of Stranger Things is just like summer fun, friends hanging out, riding our bikes, getting into fucking trouble, doing drugs, having sex. That's what the summer's for.
Absolutely.
Who was fucking on that show?
I'm about to say who's having sex on Stranger Things.
I'm sure somebody was. Like,
Nancy was getting.
I'm sure Nancy and the blonde girl had a girlfriend somewhere, and you can't tell me that guy who played the guitar wasn't buzzing something. And that's that on that. And the black boy is on his way, so then that's that on that.
He's grieving. You don't need to do none of that.
Say mine, please.
Okay, Mark. Thanks for joining. Earlier I said you were on PTO, so horror PTO, which is where you were. So go back on break and we'll see you.
So that's why my phone was blowing up with all these questions. Where the fuck are you? I was like, oh. So thank you for covering for me, Tamon. Thank you.
Of course. You know I love you. Bye, Sid.
I love you too. Bye, y'all. See y'all. Nice to meet you, John.
Nice to meet you.
Okay. So we don't have any more examples, is what it sounds.
I mean, shit.
We made a pretty good amount of them.
Niece, listen, Carrie definitely had a prom scene, and prom don't happen in the summer.
Right. And it was funny because I started thinking about The Rage, and I'm like, still school.
Oh God, please!
I guess Nishi's talking about. I think Nishi's talking about the way it looks. Like if you look at those movies, it does have like a yellowish tint.
It's a lot of sunlight in it.
Yeah, so I could see where it does feel like summer, but it's actually not.
And it's the end of the school year, so we're getting close, but we're not there yet.
So we're getting set up to have our summers ruined. So I get that for sure.
Right.
So so to sort of close things out, what are we looking forward to for the remaining of the summer, the remaining of the year, for horror movies that are coming out that we can speak of?
What are we looking forward to?
Yeah.
Like in the movie?
I just want to feel like I'm seeing something different. You know what I mean? Like, I know it's hard to be unique, But like, I do appreciate, even if the movie doesn't end up being a favorite of mine, that they do something different. Like, I didn't love, was it Malevolent, or what was it called?
Malignant.
I didn't love that one, but I appreciate it for its innovation, though. You know what I mean? I thought that was something very unique. I did not see that coming at all. So I appreciate those things, and I value those sort of things. I don't really know what The Exorcist can do for me, for instance, that's gonna feel like it's avoiding things that I haven't already seen in the 20 plus other possession movies that are out right now. So I mean, I hope they do something innovative. But
we see two girls are possessed, and I don't think we've had that.
Yeah, but see, what I'm saying when I say that is that, like, not the things that I've been given. I've been given that, so I know that that's happening. I mean, the things that we obviously don't know about yet, other than Linda Blair popping up in the scene or two.
Basically, you mean you want us to have the feeling that the people, when the first Exorcist came out and they had not seen any of that shit before.
I know that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Yeah. But I don't really know what my expectation would be. I would just like to see something unique.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree, Brooke.
I just hope that they take the Exorcist franchise and really be careful with the story that they're telling and try to tell a story, because they got greenlit for 3 movies off the rip. I don't know if they're going to get that, but I just think they should be careful about the story they're going to tell and make sure that they are in it for the long game. And when this movie really sets up something that's special, I think the TV show Exorcist did a great job at continuing the original story in a way that felt cool and different and organic. And hopefully this movie...
That's not going to happen.
Not at all. We have one right. We already have one right.
I love it.
But I just hope that this Exorcist that's what I hope. I hope that the people that are returning...
Well, we know David's good at number 1s, but his 2s and 3s are still questionable.
He's great. He just needs to work at ordering things correctly next time.
David needs to work on his own IP. He needs to work on his own. He needs to stop taking over other IPs. I want to see what he wants to do rather than taking over a different franchise, because even though I'm not the hugest fan of David, I think Ends just left a bad taste in my mouth, but I love Kills, as you guys know, in 2018. But with The Exorcist, like Blaze's point, like, we've seen so many different possession movies since The Exorcist throughout the years that it's like, what are you guys going to do differently? Rather, like, we're going to get 2 girls possessed, but okay, what are you going to do with those 2 girls? How is it going to affect us? You know, what are you going to do different than all the other possession movies? Yeah, you can give us a good story, bring back Ellen Burstyn as the mom, bring back Linda Blair, legacy characters, cute. But what are you giving us that's going to be way different than all the shit that we've seen in the past?
I don't know. That's what I agree. No, you're right, Bobby, but I don't know if they can give us something new. I think it's about the story they're going to tell. It's about how they're going to take this movie, take this franchise, and elevate it in a way that tells a brand new story that makes us want to come back every single time. Like, yes, we had Jamie Lee Curtis in the Halloween. In Halloween, that was the selling point for us to come back. But they told a pretty decent story with a great story in 2018. About the second one, you know, Kills was good too, but they ended us with bullshit. And so hopefully, like I was saying, he takes very good care of this trilogy. And
not to mention, we're talking about an Academy Award-winning movie to start off. You know what I mean? I don't know how you wouldn't even feel the pressure of wanting to go into this and not think, I'm dealing with a movie that's had Oscar nominations. So to turn it into this some sort of, you know what I'm saying? You don't just treat it like some run-of-the-mill, like, you really need to do it right. Because even when this came out, I thought that they were going to maybe show versions of things from the first one that we hadn't seen. Like, we never seen Reagan kill the director.
Yeah,
we never seen a lot of things, so I thought maybe that was going to be the angle. Because if you think about it, we only really get to see her in her transformation. We don't really get to see her by herself.
Right.
Or like a lot of things from her perspective. I thought that would have been a unique angle. So the fact that they're doing this and it's two girls, I think it's interesting. But the trailer for me so far hasn't won me over. It just looks like two girls this time. I don't see anything.
I mean, it's one black girl with a black father, so we'll get to see how that's handled.
That's true. That's actually
aspect,
a really good point.
I guess.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point.
See, the whole time I thought it was just going to be the black family. I didn't know that the white girl was involved in this too until I seen the posters and then the trailer. I was like, oh, the whole time I thought that it was going to be about the black family. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was interesting. But now you got two girls. So I'm like, all right, this is different. But why can't we just have something to ourselves for once? Shit, we gotta share.
Yeah. I think they probably thought it was too much of a risk.
Yeah.
Well, I think the white girl is going to handle what Mike was talking about, the religious side of it, right? Because in most cases, black people are Catholic. That is a thing that exists. But I was more excited to see how a non-Catholic black family handles the idea of possession. When in the black, like Baptists and things like that, that's not a thing that we really. There are no exorcism rites, in the black church,
right?
And so I thought that would have been super interesting to deal with how they actually tap into that and questioning how you view your religion. But it seems that we're going to have the white family be that more of that side of it, and the black father goes to Reagan's mom for support and to get help and advice. We saw in the trailer that she's written a book, so she's an expert on, exorcisms and things of that nature. So it's going to be interesting to see the role that she plays and how much time she will be involved. And I guess it is public knowledge now that Reagan will be in the movie. So it's going to be interesting to see.
What I didn't know. I thought she was going to show up in the second one, but okay, that's news to me.
Why are y'all looking up this information?
I thought you said that already, Bobby. Didn't you say that?
I said Ellen Burstyn, Chris, the mama. I didn't say Linda.
Oh,
Blair.
yeah. Well, that's why I meant anyway.
Well, I knew Linda Blair was going to be
the
in
mother.
the trilogy, but I didn't know she was going to be in like the first part.
Oh yeah.
Her mother.
IMDb, she's right there. She is.
But yeah,
well, I'm excited to see her.
Yeah, I'm excited to see her mom and see how she does, and hopefully she's brings something really cool into this movie. But yeah, what else are y'all looking forward to as far as summer horror or this rest?
Do we have anything else that's coming? Why is October 13th in my head?
I think that's Exorcist.
Oh, that's I'm sorry. Okay, so that was it.
Yeah, I don't know of any baby stuff that's on streaming.
I don't know of anything else that's coming horror-wise.
I don't either.
I feel like, or maybe I do, and I'm just not thinking of it right now. Oh, that's not this year, but the Welcome to Derry. I think that's coming at the top of the year.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Good point. And then
Pretty Little Liars. Pretty Little
Liars, and that's a summer school vibe.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that. They need to hurry up. The writer's strike. Never mind.
Oh yeah. Oh shit.
I forgot.
Yeah, I feel. Are we being deprived this year of horror? I feel like
Saw comes out.
Oh, Saw.
Yeah.
Saw. Yeah.
You got the new poster.
I forgot.
I'm over Saw.
But
I'm over Saw. I'm not
a prequel guy, so
I'm really upset that we didn't get another Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Yes, I actually enjoyed the first one.
I really wanted that.
Yeah.
I don't think the first one did good enough.
Yeah, I don't think so. But I liked it. It was cool.
I enjoyed
it. Definitely. Yeah. It was PG. Was it PG-13? Yeah.
Yeah, it was PG-13. I really wanted another one of those.
Anything else? Do we got anything else coming out?
I can't think. Saw. Quiet Place.
Think the thing.
A Quiet Place.
Can we get some new slasher characters? Like Michael is dead.
Mm-hmm.
Ghostface, okay. Ghostface can always keep coming, but we need something new.
We don't need that.
We need something new.
Oh, Five Nights at Freddy.
Oh yeah, that does.
Oh yeah, forgot about that. I don't know what I feel about that. I don't feel like I'm gonna go see it at the movies. I feel like I'll go, you know, rent it on Prime or something like that.
Right.
That feels like a safe bet. The Meg 2.
Oh yeah, Meg.
Yeah, and that's
the Demeter, the last voyage of the Demeter.
That's October 4th.
Oh, that's next month.
Uh-huh.
I'm just waiting for a movie that's going to make me be like, yo, like give me chills. Like I want to feel like how I felt watching, like, I guess, like how. All right, I'm gonna just bring Halloween 2018 because for me, I haven't seen a Halloween movie in the theaters outside of Rob Zombie's Halloween because unfortunately that was my first Halloween movie to see in theaters. But I got excited to see Jamie Lee Curtis, Michael Myers on the big screen, you know, reunite for the first time. Like I was super excited, counting down the days, go, you know, just super hype about it. I want that excitement again.
You didn't get to see H2O in the theater?
No, I seen that on. It was a big. Yeah, I seen that on VHS. I didn't see it in theaters. Unfortunately, I didn't see Resurrection in theaters either because I didn't.
You didn't miss nothing.
Yeah, I didn't.
The next Nightmare on Elm Street reboot. Maybe
I
there'll
did,
be some
but you didn't miss
excitement
nothing
around that.
Yeah,
if they reboot Nightmare on Elm Street,
I hope so. I just think like it's hard because we have so much emotional ties to like the big boys that we sort of that raised us in this genre. Yeah. And like it's so hard to have new and fresh content that's going to come out to rival those feelings and emotions. Like I can't.
So are they trying? Besides Art the Clown, are they trying?
I don't think they're trying.
Oh, Terrifier.
Yeah,
I haven't seen anything. No, because everything is a reboot, a remake, requel, or a prequel.
I mean, that might be our fault though that they keep remaking and rebooting these movies because we compare so many things to them. So they're like, there's already an audience there. So all we can do is gain more of an audience on top of that. But I mean, I don't know.
That's a fair point because
I never expected this paranormal possession phase to last this long. Well, I never expected it to last this long.
Well, I think what they did differently with at least the paranormal aspect is that we got The Conjuring, right? And then that is a whole story itself because it connects to other movies like the multi-universe situation, kind of similar to what they're doing with Marvel. So everybody's excited because then you're bringing in Annabelle. Oh shit, we got a possessed doll, so we're going to see that movie. And then you bring in the nun. Oh shit, we got a crazy ass nun. So it's connecting all these stories, and everybody liked those type of things. So I think everybody's excited about it, but then after a while, it's like you get bored. It, you know, like everybody's another Annabelle movie. I don't care about seeing that shit. Another Conjuring. I don't care about that. I think it's ran its course. So now we gotta find something else to do.
Yeah, Annabelle
creature features.
Annabelle to me was kind of like the Nun, though. Like I don't know if they. I think the idea for an Annabelle movie was a great idea, but obviously what they did in the final, like process of it wasn't that memorable.
Right. I mean, the best Annabelle was part 2, Annabelle Creation. That was the scariest to me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was that shit.
There were elements of the first one that I really enjoyed, but obviously that middle chunk was awful. Yeah. The beginning was a great setup, I thought. But other than that, it just
yeah. So Mike, you mentioned creature features. So what would you like to see new?
Yeah.
In horror with creature features. Yeah,
I just want to see more experiments or aliens or strange, like Tremors, for example. That's a fucking crazy idea, but it works. So just give us something different. Everything doesn't need to be supernatural or a slasher. We can try other shit, and that's a subgenre that doesn't really get appreciated because they're not. I mean, Tremors has a lot of sequels, but typically they're not coming back over and over and over again. With some of those movies, and I don't know why.
How do you feel about The Blob?
I love The Blob. Yeah. Love The Blob, and I know there was supposed to be another movie, but
and we gotta stop glamorizing vampires because they've become like pop stars. Like they're not.
They are pop stars.
They're not scary anymore. That element of them being scary needs to come back again.
Like The Invitation. The Invitation. Did y'all see that?
No.
Yeah.
I'm talking more Interview, Lost Boys, even what was the TV movie? The TV movie from the
Salem's Lot. Wait,
Salem's Lot. Like I
Mm-hmm.
I didn't care for the movie, but the look of the vampires, like that. You know what I mean? The feeling.
Like, did you say that recently about
what?
or some? I thought it was you or somebody said something. They're sick of pretty vampires, or
I said I'm tired of pretty possessed people. When I was watching
that's
the
what it was.
TV
Okay,
show,
yeah.
I
said on
like,
our current
like
episode
fairies.
of Fright Night that I'm tired of pretty vampires because I always say bring back the
that's what
looks.
it was. Okay.
I always say bring back the monstrous looks of vampires like what we got in the 80s, like the Lost Boys, like Fright Night. Make them look like fucking monsters. Stop making them, just stop giving them context and just fangs. That's it. I want to see their whole face transformation.
Absolutely.
I want to see like
werewolves. We need more werewolves. I look forward to that.
Yeah.
The werewolf movies we've been getting they haven't been doing it for me because CG fucking I want to see a practical.
Sarah Michelle Gellar show. I was severely disappointed.
Wolfpack. Let's be clear. We were only watching that to see what Sarah Michelle Gellar was doing in that show.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the only reason we were watching. Then we found out she was a wolf. It was like, okay, we got it.
When I saw the werewolves, I thought I was watching Tubi.
It was bad.
It was super bad. And the acting was cringy. The storyline was cringy.
I couldn't believe it. I'm like, y'all fucking Michelle
I'm a completist, so I had to keep watching, but it was bad.
I just think we aged out of that type of show. I think if we were younger, we wouldn't dislike it as much because that to me is geared towards teenagers.
Absolutely.
I can go back and watch the originals over and over and over. But to be fair, they don't have that many werewolves, but their werewolves are actual wolves too. But Vampire Diaries, I can't go back. And that's the same tweeny environment, tweeny age group that I don't really connect with. So you're right, Mike. Maybe that's the problem with Wolfpack, that they were too young, the demographic. But once Sarah Michelle Gellar had her small fight scene and she was a wolf, we were good with the show. Thank you so much for a season. And if you get renewed, I'm not sure if you are, welcome back. But the Invitation, the vampires are ugly. I mean, they're beat as fuck while they're human, but when they turn into like their vampire form, it's not cute.
I don't know what you guys feel, but I know when I'm watching a Scream Gem movie, I'm watching a Cliff Notes version of a regular movie.
Scream Gems.
Oh, Scream Gems.
I mean, y'all know that, right? You're getting a movie where those movies are made for people who don't like a slow burn and who don't want a whole bunch of setup. Just give me what I came for. I feel like that's what Scream Gem movies do for the most part. Like all the ones that I've seen, they give you about a 5-minute setup, and then the rest is climax, like the whole movie pretty much.
And some people prefer that because they think that's more entertaining. But I personally like a good slow burn as long as it makes sense, as long as it's good character development, and as long as the climax hit.
Absolutely.
If it's a miss, then damn, missed opportunity. But I don't mind a good slow burn.
I'm in between. I like it to get in there, give it to me, let's get it over with, and give me this great thing. But I also appreciate, like Hereditary, it took me 2 times to really appreciate that. Mm-hmm. And for me, it's about a payoff. If the payoff is great, then I'm going to be like, damn, this was worth it. I felt the tension. I felt the suspense. That suspense that almost give you a fucking heartburn. That's what I love. And then the payoff is just like, boom. The third act is like, boom.
Yeah.
And so, like, that's what I like. Like, Midsummer, however you say it, that was one of those. And I guess that's a summer horror movie.
Yeah. Midsummer is Samar. I only watched that movie twice. That's not a movie I can just put on.
I'm not really into culty type. I mean, as cult as I go is paranormal.
Okay.
If it gets beyond that, like Mother, like I'm not. No. It's too much. It's way too much.
Okay.
Do we have anything else?
I don't think so. I think we have tapped into summer horror and what we're talking about, and Some really cool things to talk about. I really want to talk about this Nightmare on Elm Street versus Friday the 13th thing, but we'll table that for another time because that seems to be not Johnny. You have not the only one with that opinion, so it seems. But we'll talk about that at another time. Okay, Ty. We'll bring you back, Johnny, so we can definitely talk about.
I'd love to. I'd love to come back.
Again, thank you so much for coming to hang out with us. You have been such a joy. You added some really great value tonight, and we appreciate that. Please let people know.
Yes, you know your shit, my guy.
You do. You do.
I appreciate you guys for letting me into your home. But yeah, my social media is pretty much John Blaze on all platforms.
Okay, and so make sure you guys follow, and he'll follow back maybe.
Absolutely. Are you kidding me? As soon as y'all hit me up, I'll follow you guys back for sure. I need to be put on too.
So I'm Tamon Kane. You can find me at Tamon Kane on Twitter, Facebook, all those social media places, and of course here on Scream Kingz. And I am here with my Kings. Here we have Michael, the God of War, the King of Chaos himself. Michael, where can they find you?
I was actually on my best behavior tonight. They can find me on Twitter or X or Instagram at ThackerayBinks86. Y'all forced my hand. I was being good. But y'all
we were not.
You forced our hand.
Yes.
You were on my side. What are you talking about, Bob?
Anytime someone makes me talk over them, I know that they're giving me good energy.
Mike know how to pull it out of you. I will say that.
Yeah.
I just be speaking facts.
Oh God, here we go.
And then of course we have Bobby.
Yes, Bobby Torres with a Z, not an S. Obviously, Scream Kingz, People Under the Scares with Michael, and Bobby Likes to Spook You on my YouTube channel, and you can find me on Threads and stuff. I'm spending more time on Threads than Twitter. I'm slowly progressing and moving my way over there because Twitter is becoming just a clusterfuck. Yeah, and I can't handle that right now. So yeah.
And if you have the desktop version of Twitter, it now says X. So I thought that was just a rumor, but I can see.
Is it up now?
I see X on my desktop version of Twitter.
No way. That's crazy.
Yeah, so just the logo. So the world is about to, what's happening. Watch Terminator, everybody. You'll see what's happening next.
I mean, the aliens are here.
It's like when Jafar took over Aladdin.
Oh yeah.
It's happening. It's happening. But again, thank y'all for coming to hang out with us. We'll be back very soon. We will be releasing season 2 in a couple of months. So come out and hang out with us and follow, like, subscribe, share, all that love. We love you. Scream you later.